and welcome back to Cast, or Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We're going to be doing about 2 hours here of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Going down the rabbit hole of what happened last time. Who wants to recap?
Coulter does.
I'll do it. So we had arrived in the shoreside town of Squall's End, and we were looking for basically transit back to Osran so that we could continue our quest and start moving towards dropping off a letter in the magical kingdom whose name I cannot remember off the top of my head. Can somebody? Ashar. And then from there, making our way up to the Lich King's Island, which hopefully we'll be able to find. But today, we ended up in the market because it was one of our party's members' first time seeing civilization in its whole. So we spent some time kind of wandering around the city as we were waiting for the boat to be ready, gathering supplies for that, and then ended up spending the majority of our time in an insanely powerful mage's shop, where I think we made out like bandits. But also spent a lot of money.
Yep.
Wait, how much money did you spend? Because I specifically said before you left the boat.
We'll see.
Oh, man.
One thing you left out is that you met Captain Everett of the Bartleby, and he agreed begrudgingly to take you guys across the Arrow Path to the west side of the Titan's Gates. But under the condition that if you guys get out there and it's not passable, or he doesn't feel it's safe for his boat, he's not going to go across. From there, Rio stayed with the ship, Rook stayed with the ship because he was very tired over many days, and then the rest of you guys went in town to go to the shop.
You forgot that he also trusted Gimbal, which apparently was a mistake.
He trusted Gimbal with finances. From there, you guys have a few plot threads open right now. So I think right now you guys are searching for Dash. That was the reason to go back east of the Titan's Gates to see if you could find where he came up on this plane. You also, like you said before, you have the quest to kind of rescue your mom's soul. The next step in that is going to be finding the wizard on an island floating somewhere on the west of the continent. Yes. And then the last one, you do have a letter that the powerful shopkeep gave you to deliver to Ashar, someone to deliver to the archmage of necromancy in Ashar. Yeah. And from there, as you are exiting the shop, that's where we'll pick it up.
I also got a lot of spell scrolls. So anyway, here's Waterwall.
And I learned what gold was.
Yeah. You learned that these people don't trade work for anything. They just trade these weird little metal things.
Yeah, like, why don't I just give you something worth something? Like my time or my skill. There's a middleman? There's a middleman in this? Who needs it?
It seems like one grand illusion that everybody is following.
Well, going along with that grand illusion, perhaps we should maintain the illusion of not having given as many of those shiny pebbles away as we did when we get back to the boat.
You're going to lie to Rook? I mean, I'm not in this scene, but...
I didn't say lie. I just said maybe we just don't bring up how much we spent. That's all. I mean, leave it alone.
I agree.
All right, as you guys head past the central shopping district here in Squall's End, head towards the docks. You know the area pretty well now, having traversed it a few times, so it takes you maybe 15 minutes or so to get back. With the supplies that Captain Everett gave you gold for, as well as your own supplies that you picked up. And from here, you guys are coming up to the very last dock, smallish, not as nicely kept ship that Captain Everett is still kind of sitting back on reading a book as Rook is laying next to him on the deck.
I think we're about ready. We have all the supplies that were requested of us.
Oh yes. 1 second. He kind of finishes out his chapter, puts it away, puts it in his little vest pocket. Oh yeah, ready here too. And he waves his hand, and you see all of the rigging that was once kind of loose and hanging on the actual deck itself goes taut, and then it threads itself through the main mast and down into the sails, ready to depart.
Of all the people who will potentially betray us horribly, you have been the most pleasant, sir.
Oh yeah, thanks for being so quiet there. Glad I was able to get at least halfway through this book.
Yes.
I actually forgot you were down there other than the smell.
Oh, sorry about that. I will cast Prestidigitation to clean him up a bit.
Okay.
Rook bathes. Why are you guys like this?
You guys were in the forest for days. Yeah, anytime you're ready, we'd be able to set sail.
I think we're ready, aren't we?
Get on the boat.
What time of day is it?
Right now, you're probably getting towards sunset. So,
do you guys have anything like visibly, like you guys are coming back with a bunch of bags or stuff?
So they do have quite a few bags of supplies that they left to get that Captain Everett gave gold for. And it's strange. He gave you 15 gold to get supplies for a 4-day travel, which was way more than what it takes. So they're coming back with a ton of food and kind of dry goods and fresh water and stuff.
I immediately start looking through the groceries, planning out dinner. I'm excited about all the food. Mm-hmm. It's like, they didn't have anything more exotic than this, whatever this is. It looks like a farm animal.
No.
Well, it's a sea voyage, so we didn't want to get anything that was going to spoil.
I know. I just was hoping you'd come back with, like, I don't know, maybe a bit of centaur or something, something fun. Just a special occasion.
There are centaurs in there?
Okay, wait a minute. Out of character,
No.
Are centaurs actually eaten in this world?
No,
Rook. I think Rook is a bit confused on what is eatable and what's not. We've had that discussion before where he was like, can you eat dragons?
Well, generally speaking, in Osborne, we make a rule about not eating sentient things, and I think that they have this similar opinion on this side of the wall.
Wait, centaurs are sentient?
Yes.
They talk, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were just horse people.
So that settles the debate. You cannot eat me, Rook.
I would never eat you. You just turn into animals. That's completely different. Centaurs are animals. I didn't know they could talk. I thought they were like, just horses with like human bits.
Do I roll insight to see if you would eat me or not? Is that a path we go down?
Go and roll insight. Yeah.
Aren't you a water genasi?
I am.
He would drink you.
That's disgusting.
I would just be fall off the bone delicious.
Wouldn't you be kind of soggy?
No.
We don't need to
It's
think
juicy.
about this too hard.
too hard.
That's a 14, or we can just move on, and I can trust Rook's word.
Not going to get it.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be cannibalistic in any way, so you don't feel fear for your life. However, if you do change into an animal, you don't know.
That's fair. I don't think Khan would know to look out for the predatory, Rook. I don't
like
think
to
Rook
point
would
out-
assume people would eat him.
I would like to point out that I haven't eaten Philip. I haven't eaten sunflower. Like, the animals that are with us, I don't eat. I've never even brought up eating Philip, even though we have been low on rations before.
Yet. You haven't yet. As you guys are having this discussion, Captain Everett comes over, looks at kind of all of the supplies you have, It's a good haul, good haul. This here, and he gestures to like a big stack of like half of the meat, like dried meat and meat supplies you have. This I'll be taking separately, so plan your meals with everything else.
He's only taking half the meat, right?
Half the meat, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine with me then.
Okay. And he brings it over. He puts it in like a small little crate, insulated with a bag, and leaves it next to the helm.
Well, you should give the man his change, obviously.
Oh, we spent all of that. I thought that was
Wow.
what the point was.
Wow, the prices here are steeper than I would think.
Prices are a weird idea. I learned that today.
Yeah, money's weird.
So
I mean, like, it's literally useless unless you're spending it to buy stuff. Like, useless otherwise.
So perhaps we can set out in the morning. In that way, we can make sure that we have the proper magical preparations ready.
But we
yes.
just camped earlier.
Well, I don't know if we have all of our seafaring spells prepared, given that we were on land until now.
Yeah, but it's going to take us at least a day to get to the pass, right, Captain?
To get to the pass, probably two and a half, depending on if the winds
Days?
are favorable.
Yeah,
Days?
so
Yeah.
we have days to prepare.
Okay, that's fair then. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
No. All right. Let's go now then, before these bureaucratic folks come and ask for some kind of payment from us for leaving the dock.
Which is 100% why we want to leave immediately. So it's a surprise for everyone.
Come now. Make yourself safe. Don't go in the last room below deck. That's saved for something. Everything else is
Whoa. Okay, so we've been on this adventure a while now. I'm going to need to know what's in that last room before we take off. Is it like some kind of shrine to some kind of dark entity, or the room where you sacrifice people, or
Oh, no.
kind of
the sacrifice
weird
happens
sex room?
on deck, so that doesn't need a room.
I pick it up. What's in the last room?
To be more concise, is whatever it is going to try and hurt or kill us?
No, I imagine it'll try and not kill you. The opposite, actually. Try and save your life.
Dream.
Okay.
Insight?
Insight, go ahead.
17.
17? Yeah, he's telling the truth. And he's not specifically trying to hide anything, just saying that, like, don't go in that room.
But why, though? I'm just so not trustful anymore.
Either way, we should get offshore. That would be great.
Yes.
All right, come.
Kaim is like already halfway on the boat. Like, let's go. Water.
As you guys come onto the boat and start putting supplies away down below deck, whoever's on top of the ship sees that Everett waves his hand a few more times, and you see the rope anchoring to the dock loosens itself and kind of retracts into the boat, and then the main mast, the main sail comes up halfway on the main mast, and you guys begin to leave the dock.
And there's no other crew aboard?
Just him. Usually make a just a wisdom check.
Is he a Meneloth?
I don't know what that is, so probably not.
I think 13. That's what they're called.
You need, for a boat this size, you probably need at least 4 people to effectively run it, but he seems to be doing it all on his own.
They're the demons that cross the river Styx, or devils that cross the river Styx.
Oh, maybe.
No, sorry, they're what are the dudes between the demons and devils?
The Yugoths?
Yes. Meneloth, Yugoloth.
So as as the sail is kind of half up, you guys catch a breeze and are slowly heading out to sea, away from Squall's End.
I'd like to climb up into the crow's nest.
Sure. Yeah, you climb up there. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Just turn into a seagull and fly up there.
I have to. That's a 15.
15. Easy enough. You're able to use the handholds and footholds that are on the main mast to climb up with not much of the issue at all. As you slowly depart from Squall's End, maybe 3 or 4 hours, it's out of view, and you see nothing around but pure blue surf.
And they never tried to stop us or anything?
Nope.
Handy.
I am having the time of my life on the crow's nest, just taking in the cool ocean air and just enjoying a peace that I haven't known since I left the hollow.
Mm-hmm.
I yell up to Kime, Kime, turn into a crow.
By a crow.
Because he's in the crow's nest.
Okay.
I stick out a thumbs up and then I shapeshift into... would I have seen a crow at the hollow?
Yeah, you would have seen like most beasts, most animals you have seen.
Yes.
Yeah, you shapeshift into a crow and kind of fly around the boat. This brings you back to kind of the peaks of the hollow. As a child climbing up, seeing the air genasi, with ocean around you, warm breeze in your head or in your face. This is the first time that you feel truly nostalgic or longing to go for the hollow itself, but still excited to see the adventure in the world.
I love that little guy. He's the best thing we've added to the party since you guys made me abandon my son.
Not listening at all. I try to covertly cast shield into the ring a couple times.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys are traveling forward,
into Helena's ring?
No.
He has his own ring now.
Ooh. I want to make a perception check then.
I mean, are you being sneaky about it?
Yeah, I was trying to do it quietly.
Okay, sleight of hand, and then I'll have you do perception.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, I don't catch it.
You see that he's casting some kind of spells into a ring, but you assume it's probably for Dream.
Yeah. So I just think he's being a nice guy.
Yep. You see Captain Everett as you guys get far enough away from port, and this far out, you're a few hours into the journey. You're still seeing larger freight ships going to and from to Squall's End from somewhere. The next maybe hour and a half or so, as you continue to travel, you see no more ships around. And at that point, when it's about 30 minutes away from the last ship you've seen, Captain Everett leaves. He kind of stops steering the helm. He sits back down, pulls out the book from his pocket, and starts reading again. Go ahead and make a perception, whoever's looking.
Oh, don't you need to control the boat?
It's fine. It'll keep.
24.
24. You see that subtle changes in the wind happen, like normal sailing, and the large this large helm readjusts itself to stay on course without Captain Everett having to do anything.
So, like, the boat itself is moving?
The boat itself is steering.
Like, morphing? Oh, okay. Right. I'm going to sit in the most middle possible part of the boat on top and kind of just sit there and not touch anything. Okay.
Are you staying just like on the actual deck itself, or are you going up into... Okay.
My father made shipping seem much more complicated than it is.
I'll let you know what you're doing and you understand the wind, right? It's all pretty elementary.
Yeah, you just set it and forget it. This is easy.
Yeah.
I don't know why he needed like 20 people on each of his boats, so he couldn't afford to get me a pony for that birthday. Like he could have afforded it. He didn't need to buy another boat.
I'm sorry about the pony, friend. It seems you have some stuff to
Work
go
out.
through in your childhood.
Oh, me and my dad didn't get along that well.
Mm.
And apparently
Well-
for a long time, he made my sister hate me, but we're good now. I mean, mostly good. I think she's in hell, but...
Rook,
He kind of looks up from his book at that point.
She's a wizard.
Then
She's a
she
wizard.
died. Oh.
No, she's a wizard.
Okay.
Which just explains everything. You know what I mean? Like,
He looks back.
take Rook aside. Remember how you were afraid of people betraying us?
yeah.
It'd be a lot easier if they have a lot more information on us.
I didn't mention any names.
Context clues.
What? So I have a sister wizard. There's like 20 of you guys.
Let's just not talk to the captain. It's fine.
Well, he's super nice.
I actually have really good hearing as well.
See? There's no point in whispering. Not that I was whispering.
I apologize, sir. No offense meant. We've just had a very interesting journey thus far, and we're looking forward to having it over.
I'm just saying-
I understand.
If he was going to hold me for a ransom or murder me or something, he would have done it while I was sleeping on his ship deck.
I
What?
look around like,
I
There's not
don't.
much ransom I could get for you.
Exactly. I
Maybe
mean,
one of the magic people. They go for a little bit more than just a regular old person.
yeah. And he's an elf. And elves are super expensive on the black market, I've come to understand.
Well, the ears are not really much else.
yeah.
Uh,
I've never really dealt with it myself, so I only know in generalities.
oh yeah.
I am going to go below deck and try to find the bunk room.
Their ears and their pinkies for some reason. I guess they're used in some kind of ointment or something across the sea. But yeah, I mean, there's not much I can get for it.
Mazrin, what's special about your pinky? Can I go over and like grab his hands?
I mean, it looks just like a smaller finger. There's nothing weird about it.
I take his hand as if to put it in my mouth. And I guess Mazrin
Okay.
lets me do it. I put his pinky in my mouth. Well, it just tastes like a finger. I don't know what's so special about it.
I slowly pull my hand back.
It does kind of taste like roses, though. Is that what all elves taste like?
I don't know.
Would I have
like-
seen that while I was flying around?
And
You would
I'm just going to spend the
definitely
rest of the day
have seen
copying my new spells into my book.
I'm going to fly down and just kind of land on Mazrin's shoulder.
that. Okay.
Kind of give
Make
him
sure
a pat with my wing.
when you're copying, make sure you take out the gold cost for copying those spells too.
There's more gold being spent? We better be able to afford this trip to the Lich King, Coulter Ogden.
Yeah, so you see this, you land on Mazrin's shoulder. What are you doing? Anything special?
I'm just going to land on his shoulder and kind of reach a wing out and, like, in the best way I can, as a bird, just, like, pat him and tell him, I think I know what you're feeling.
I pat him on the head gently and just kind of nod.
I'm gonna look
Pat him
at
on the head, scratch the underbeak.
I'm gonna look at Kime and then start humming that nursery rhyme about blackbirds and a pie, and then go and take another nap.
What's that? What's that nursery rhyme? I don't know that one.
No, I don't remember the words. Something about 4 and 20 somethings. I don't know.
Dream,
It's
what
worth
are
a
you
shot.
doing on the boat?
I'm sorry.
I said, Dream, what are you doing on the boat?
I'm probably at the front, just like
Okay.
staring out to see.
This would be a
Yeah.
new experience for Dream too. Never been on a boat before. Cause
Yeah, you're at the very front, and you feel kind of the ebb and flow of the ship going back and forth as the waves gently crashing into it. Putting your hands on the front, you see the very front of the ship. Something you couldn't really see in port as you look down is a large, really ornately carved head of either like a ram or a goat of some kind. It has detailed horns wrapping around the sides of its head and just kind of staring straight into the distance. You guys doing anything else?
I guess not.
Okay.
At some
I'm not
point,
allowed
I'm
to-
gonna,
Yeah.
Sitting here
Not allowed
muted,
to-
sorry.
I'm not allowed to talk to the captain, so.
I'm gonna shift back at some point, but not on Mazarin's shoulder.
Okay.
Just
I
kind
appreciate
of
that.
fly to a safe area and back.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll say sun is set at this point. It's probably somewhere around 8 o'clock. The captain closes his book, puts it in his pocket. Well, let's see if we can fix some dinner up, huh? And he goes and walks down.
Sounds great.
Down bottom below deck, still leaving the ship to kind of do what it does. So anyone here cook of any kind? Why don't you make us something there, friend?
I guess. I'm very tired, but it's the least I could do. Where do I build the campfire?
Nowhere. Usually the only wood in a very long radius shouldn't be set on fire.
Okay, how am I to cook without fire?
Well, you can use...
I mean, Gimbo could fireball the hole.
Yeah, that'll work.
I mean, I can, if we can make a small space, I could just kind of create some fire.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you keep it contained and it doesn't get out of hand.
Well, where do you build your fires? I mean, like, how do you cook on a boat?
Oh, I usually eat, like, dry goods and fresh fruit, fresh veg. Not really much cook.
So you
I
asked me
like that.
You asked me to cook something, but have no way of actually cooking.
You're the cook. I imagine that you maybe had something with you to do it.
No, I would need like a galley or something.
What's a galley?
It's the kitchen on a boat. My dad's boats had them.
I mean, he kind of points over to his galley, which has just books stacked high on all different surfaces. I guess I could try and move these. I just don't know where I'd put them.
Sounds like fresh fruit and meat is probably going to be. I'm too tired to move all those books.
So you go and make an assortment of charcuterie. Make a deliciousness check.
For charcuterie?
Yeah.
Just putting it on a cheese
Oh
board.
no, it's a difference. If you cut it too thin, then it doesn't taste good. If you cut it too thick.
Well, it's a 17 on the die, but I can't remember what we add to deliciousness.
I think that's enough to make it pretty good, actually. Captain Everett takes a bite and he perks up. Ooh, this is really good.
Yeah, it's all about how you cut it, apparently.
Interesting. So, tell me about yourself, friends. Where do you come from? What are you making this long journey for?
We're from Osrin.
Okay.
We were over
east of the Titan's Gate.
We were east of the Titan's Gate for a job. We finished the job. Now we're heading back.
That sounds interesting. What business do you have with my daughter?
Daughter?
Yeah.
Who's your daughter?
She's the one that asked me to bring you across or to use my ship.
Nicolette is your daughter?
Yeah.
What?
She just said she knew a guy in Squall's End. She didn't say it was her father.
Well, I mean,
Congratulations, sir. You raised one wildcat of a daughter.
Yeah, she takes mostly after her mother, fortunately. Yeah, we haven't spoken in some time until she sent me a message to help you lot out. So must be something really important you guys did for her.
Oh, we didn't really do anything for her as much as we helped Sutton as a whole. There was some missing children that we had found and so on and so forth. So
Well,
She seems like
Good
she
job.
may be running the city shortly, so that's, I think, to everyone's benefit. She's quite formidable.
Yeah, she typically runs any room she comes into, so I wouldn't put it past her to run a whole city.
Well,
no, she's definitely like top notch. Good job there, buddy. This
well,
is my daughter, Dream Wraith, the one staring off in the distance, not speaking.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't see a resemblance there.
What do you mean?
You don't look alike.
Well, I mean, I didn't think you were related to Nicolette.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
did
a
not
good
come
point.
from his seed.
Yeah, she is adopted. I mean, there's no need to put it that way, Dream.
There
But
would be no biological similarities in our appearance.
That's what I'm seeing. Lack of biological similarities.
you should see my son. We look very different.
And he kind of points to Kime.
No. We left him back in Nicolette's city. He chose to stay. There was a sick girl there that he decided to take care of.
Well, I'm sure he's fine, especially if Nicolette's there. She'll take care of him.
Well, let's hope.
Me? Oh, yeah. So I've been captain of this place for this ship for maybe 20 years now, and going back and forth here and there, just discovering what I can on the ocean. It's some interesting stuff out here. And he kind of nods over to Kime. You would know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes. What's the coolest thing you've seen so far? And I pull out my notebook, ready to jot it down.
Have you ever seen a large dragon fighting a dragon turtle?
What's a dragon turtle?
You know what a turtle is? Yes.
Yeah.
Much bigger. It's actually pretty anticlimactic. The dragon swoops down, the dragon turtle goes underwater, then comes back up, tries to bite. After about 2 hours or so, they just leave each other.
I mean, but dragons are so much bigger than turtles.
Yeah, so a dragon turtle, I would say, probably is the size of a larger dragon, maybe even bigger.
So, like, bigger than the ship?
We might see some on our journey.
Have you ever been to the seas in the West?
Briefly, found myself there accidentally, actually. While I was sleeping, kind of drifted towards that way and just let it go.
But you said that you can't get to the Western Seas without hitting the whirlpool, and you fell asleep and
No,
somehow...
We run. Sometimes Bartleby has a mind of its own, so if he wants to go somewhere, he goes.
Wait, who's Bartleby again?
He kind of taps on the ship.
Oh. You named the ship.
Well,
All
he had
ships
a
are
name.
named.
And it's a boy?
When I got him, he had a name.
What's his name then?
Bartleby.
Oh.
I got him with the name Bartleby.
Kime's eyes are still huge, and his mouth is just hanging open at the idea of a giant turtle fighting a dragon. I don't think that's something I would have seen in the Hollow.
So
No.
dragon turtles, that's like a turtle and a dragon, like, and then dragon turtle?
I think they're just called dragon turtles because of their size. I don't think there's any relation happening between that. That would be, logistically, that'd be difficult.
Well, I've seen weirder dragon hybrids in books, for sure.
Mark, you said that, I think earlier, that the island we were looking for was going to be in the Western Seas. Is that correct or no? I misunderstand?
From this continent, it's going to be towards
North
the
and west.
northwest.
Okay, north and west. I was
where-
like, in my mind, I was like, it's on that side of the map, but maybe they
yeah,
connect.
it was north and west when I forgot his name.
Womford?
Found it the first time, but he did tell you that it moves around. So he said somewhere in the northern sea.
Have you ever traveled to the northern seas, or do you primarily stay here?
A bit. Like I said, Bartleby has a mind of its own, so wherever he wants to go, he kind of takes me.
There's
anything specifically you're looking for?
Well, there's an island that we're actually trying to find once we return to Osran, and any more information on it would be incredibly helpful. It is the home of a powerful deceased wizard.
I haven't visited any powerful deceased wizard's island that I know of. I don't know if it'd be drastically different than a regular island.
Well, but it's an island that moves, apparently.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, I've been to an island that was cloaked in a storm. I've been to an island that every day around noon sinks. None that move particularly, though.
I wonder why noon. When does it come back up? At midnight?
It comes back up maybe 2 hours later.
Huh. I wonder why.
If you'd
Either
only been to the
people-
island once, would you know if it moved necessarily?
I suppose that's a good point. There's been quite a few islands that look like a powerful wizard have been there, but none that I can put my finger
to
on.
be clear, this particular deceased wizard is still on the island.
But he's dead.
And active and dead.
Yeah.
Actively
I don't know
dead.
how that works, but
I mean, you've seen a skeleton before, right?
yes.
So he's like a skeleton wizard.
So
He's a lich.
Is that where you're going after this business through the arrow path?
That's where we're going to try and go after we get back to Osran, yeah.
Not directly, but roundabout.
That would be a pretty interesting story to see.
No, we're going to go straight there, Gimbal.
Well, we have to go to Ashar on the way.
Since when?
Time starts tapping his pen
Drop
in his
this
head.
letter.
Captain,
What?
you said that you thought that would be an interesting voyage?
What letter are you talking about?
Captain, you thought that might be an interesting voyage, you said?
And as you
Is that
guys are having
something-
this conversation, he says, Ashar, never been there. It's not really connected to the sea, but I suppose if you had... Oh, yeah, the voyage, yeah. If Bartleby's agreeable to it, I wouldn't mind going north for a bit.
Yeah, so
How
we
would
can
we-
just skip Ashar, as we don't need to go there, and go straight to the island.
You think that Bartleby could actually take us to Ashar, even though it's off of the...
He
Oh,
just said it's
no.
not connected to the sea. Am I a ghost? Is Gimbal ignoring me?
If you had some kind of boat that flies as well, you can probably make it overland and then into the lake attached to Ashar, but Bartleby unfortunately has not that ability.
Bartleby seems to be semi-sentient, though. I wonder if you could add wings to him.
I don't think that's how that works, friends. If I had
Well,
wings
is
to
that
you, I
something-
don't think you'd
But I
be
mean,
able
if
to fly.
your boat's steering itself, I'm not one to like put out, okay.
So if we wanted to find you in the northern seas, how would we go about doing that?
Well, that's a good question, especially if this island of yours moves around. I wouldn't be on one specific spot.
Feel free not to answer, because apparently that's what we're doing today, is not answering questions.
He continues to ignore you. I guess if we started on the journey, I could wait a bit to actually go north if you wanted to. How long do you think it would take you to do your business in Ashar?
It should be very
Gimbal.
brief. It's just a
Okay.
matter of handing a letter off and moving forward.
I suppose if you had enough gold, you can teleport from wherever you are, Osran, to Ashar, but I don't know how much gold that would be.
Yeah, we're trying not to spend gold, Gimbal.
Well,
so
we were trying not to
humans-
spend gold in order to pay for a vessel, but if we have a vessel and we can negotiate costs presently, then we might be able to be a little more flexible in that regard.
Well,
We
yeah,
are
but
sharing a grand adventure at this point.
So humans have learned to breathe underwater on a certain island for a couple hours, and we're making a ship fly?
no, Kaim. I don't think. I think the island just sinks. I don't think the people. I think they drown when it does that.
No, the people definitely stay there. There's
Really?
Whole cities, yeah. They it's quite interesting. They've adapted well to it. They know it's coming, and they kind of lock down their cities with some kind of magic and breathe for the few hours that they're underneath.
Huh.
I want to go there.
Ah, that's a good. We could also go there. That might be better than this disappearing island.
Yeah, we're
A
just
little more
making
fun.
up errands to do, so that makes sense.
I mean, you guys
Um,
can all breathe under, right? Like we can go, right?
No, we can't breathe underwater.
Captain, the island didn't. The island's sort of a set destination for us. There's there's a soul at stake in finding it.
Yes, why we shouldn't waste time going to Ashar.
I might be with the big man on this one. If there's a soul at stake, maybe taking the detour might not be the best. And we can also just completely avoid Arrow Pass and maybe make it a little less treacherous if we're going straight to the north.
If that's a possibility, I would definitely be amenable to that.
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to drop you off near Osrin, though. I don't know what other business you have there.
Don't we need to stop by Osrin to talk to Wumford to find out if he knows where the island is?
You guys were going to Osrin to find Dash.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, that's Mazrin's call, I guess.
What?
Whether we stop by Osrin or not.
That's your call. I'm here to help. I don't know where he is.
Well, I apologize. I forgot myself for a moment. There's also a soul at stake in stopping at Osrin.
Well, I suppose staying at Doc for a week or so wouldn't be out of the question. Like I said, though, I'd have to run it past Bartleby, see what he thinks.
Please, yes, we'd of course appreciate his opinion given his experience.
I might be able to get you docking space. My dad has a couple ships, so I might be able to get you a place to hang out.
Don't worry about that. We usually slip in and slip out without paying much, so we'll find a spot.
Are you and Bartleby friends?
Oh, yes. He's my longest friend. We've been together 20 years now.
How does he communicate with you?
Oh, this guy. And he pulls up and you see kind of a pretty thick, maybe goes to the first knuckle of his finger, of his middle finger. And you see a dark wood ring with twine looking like rope rigging around the actual ring itself in a knot.
You have a magic ring to talk to boats?
Oh, just this boat. Actually, I've never tried it on other boats. It could work.
So I take it Bartleby's been aware of the conversation thus far.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't pay attention much, but if he was listening in, you'd be able to hear.
Would you like to ask him now or wait till we're at port?
We'll wait.
Disrupting his focus.
We'll let him sail the ship a bit, and then we'll ask later.
Rook, perhaps we can illuminate your misunderstandings.
Yes, I would very much so like for my misunderstandings to be illuminated. That would be nice.
Kime goes, here you go, and produces flame just above his hand.
Kime, you're adorable, but this is not the time.
This is very uncomfortable, but I suppose given the captain's hearing, it won't matter.
Captain, is there a place we could speak privately on the boat? At least pretend to.
Can't the boat hear us?
Yeah, that's why I said pretend.
Okay. Just making sure.
In your quarters, we definitely can't hear you in your quarters.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah.
Come, Gimbal. Come.
Definitely can't hear us then. All right. Well, we got some very valuable artifacts. It did cost some, but I think that once we reach Osrin, I can recoup more than what we spent to acquire them.
Okay. So that's what happened to the rest of Bartleby's money.
No, that was just our money.
Oh, how much did you spend?
I think I can recoup more than what we spent. I think that we would come out far ahead, but pursuant to that,
didn't answer my question at all. But
it's just that the number doesn't really matter when it's going to be changed so dramatically once we reach shore. Pursuant to that, though, part of the deal and part of why we got such a great deal on this was that we are to deliver a letter to the Archmage of Necromancy in a shar for the shop.
The Archmage of what?
Necromancy in a shar for the shopkeep.
Shopkeep. So
Yes.
A random shopkeeper gave you
Marvin,
a letter.
Marvin the Magnificent.
Okay, so a random themed shopkeeper gave you a letter for the Archmage of Necromancy.
I don't think that I'm quite communicating the exact feel and grandeur of the situation, but it really was amazing what he gave us. I think that it was more than fair. But given the quality of what we were given and his location, I think that he would probably be aware and unhappy if we were to shirk the errand. At the time, I just kind of figured Ashar was much closer to the Northern Seas than Osrin, so it wouldn't really be that much out of the way to go there. I just wasn't aware that we had an alternate route.
Well, but Ashar is landlocked. It's not connected to the ocean. There's no port.
But it's very far north. Osrin's in the south. Or at least, sorry, the city of Osrin's in the south. So it's much closer to the seas if we were to teleport to Ashar.
Well, we would have to go from Ashar all the way over to city name that Rook would know that is actually on the sea, because Ashar's surrounded by mountains.
I mean, it's a shorter trek still.
I mean, it's your business. We're doing this for you. So if you feel like it's a good use of our time, then I support you in that. I am a little uncomfortable that you seem to be avoiding the amount of money that was spent, especially given everything that's happened and how upset you've been by people keeping things from each other. I thought that you could trust me with anything.
I mean, there's nothing that I'm keeping from you but a number.
Yes, but I mean, why are you keeping the number from me?
We have 1,700 gold left.
Okay, that sounds like a lot.
How much should we start out with?
I didn't ask that.
No, I'm asking that in my brain.
Are you guys having this conversation around?
In our private quarters?
Did everybody follow you? Is what I'm asking. Or
no, don't be dashes.
Okay, so Dream and Mazrin and I are outside still, right?
That was not Dash. That was Bishop.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Don't be bishops.
Okay.
After you guys left and we'd finished dinner, I would have just gone back up to the front of the boat to stare at the sea some more.
Okay.
I think I would join Dream, just enjoying myself on the sea.
Well, thank you for telling me the state of our finances. It doesn't sound like it was that bad. You must have gotten a great deal. So
it really was. I think that I will probably give up my greatest find once we reach civilization again to make up for it, but it'll be useful for now.
Did you guys get me anything? No? That's fine. It's fine. I mean, I appreciate the groceries.
I reach into my bag and I'll pull out a potion of greater healing and hand it over.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is sensible. I mean, I often am needing healing and, I get punched a lot.
Pull out a second potion of greater healing.
No. That's not what I meant. I just meant,
it's just you generally tend to shy away from more of the arcane arts. So
Well, yeah, I know, but now I have magic gauntlets and magic armor, and I'm getting into it now, and I'm a spellcaster myself now, so sometimes little stuff. Anyway, and I kind of put the potion down, and I turned to Gimbal and I was like, Gimbal, while it's just the two of us, it's just things have been strange and I haven't had an opportunity to really check in with you, one-on-one since all of this has happened. And I know the last few weeks have been really emotional for you and me as well. I'm still kind of feeling Bishop's loss. And I know I didn't handle that right. And I want to apologize if I caused any problems for anybody. And I know dragging me through those woods wasn't fun, but I just wanted to say thank you for stepping up even with everything that's been going on. And I really appreciate you, and I just feel like we're growing closer, and Be right there, Dream. And I just kind of leave the room and go upstairs. Why, yes, Dream, that is the ocean, I say, hoping that Gimbal can hear me talking to Dream.
And then he hears you, like, you say that, and then he hears you creak up the stairs. Gimbal, are you doing anything alone?
I am going to dive back into the spell books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unshaken. You kind of ponder for a few minutes and then go back copying these scrolls into your spellbook. As you make it up, so is everyone other than Gimbal on the deck now? Dash, are you on deck? Okay.
His name is Mazarin, Mark?
Mazarin, sorry. Everyone make a perception check.
Ooh.
Not me, I assume?
No.
You got your nose in a book.
25.
12.
Okay.
8.
You're the wisdom character. For shame, Jacob.
What'd you get, Tree?
11.
11. Okay. Hank sees this. You see far, far out a large rock. And it's strange because there's nothing around. You haven't seen anything since you saw the last ship maybe 5 hours ago. And you look away and you look back to it and it's gone. And as you kind of like get everyone's attention and you kind of scan the sky to see it again, you see that it pops up again, but it's bigger this time. And it's traveling with you. You're traveling at a speed you could probably pass it in maybe 20 minutes or so. But every time you look back, it's in the same position with you guys kind of following along.
So, Kaim, do you have like a girlfriend back home or something like that? Like, are you married or?
Oh, no, I'm still learning the ways of the elders and still, I'm still learning. There is one of the water tribe who, yes, Dream, that is the ocean.
Okay.
So
When does your race reach sexual maturity?
Yeah, going to her for help only works sometimes.
Let's totally not worry about the giant rock that's following the boat.
None of us have seen it.
Well, I was going to ask before you started talking, did you say I pointed out to people or?
Yeah, you could have pointed it out. We'll say like after this or amidst this conversation, you pointed out.
Okay. Guys, rocks don't just randomly disappear and or follow or both, do they?
I've seen.
Captain?
He's still downstairs.
Captain?
He kind of comes up, book in his hand. Yeah.
Hey, there's a rock following us. Is that normal or not normal?
He kind of squints. He pulls out his little monocular and
Ooh, spyglasses are like 1,000 gold pieces.
he puts it back away. Oh yeah, looks like we have a bit of a dragon turtle following us. That's interesting.
Oh, and those are like really friendly and just leave boats alone and
No, not typically. He's probably hungry.
and they eat like kelp or coral or something,
Really, anything they can get their hands on.
including boats and people.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories of them.
Gimbal!
Do you come up, Gimbal?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Kaim, we'll finish this conversation later. I just wanted your advice on something, and I think you're the sadly most experienced.
I will point out. Well, yeah, you wouldn't know that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What's going on?
There's a dragon turtle that might eat us. So I just thought you should be above decks.
Can I roll to know if a dragon turtle's intelligent or not? Or I can ask as well.
Roll a nature.
Okay. 8.
You have no clue.
Got it. Captain, are dragon turtles are they intelligent or willing to negotiate?
Oh, I've never known a dragon turtle to talk, but they're pretty intelligent, yeah.
So it's okay for other intelligent creatures to eat us, but we have some weird rule about eating other intelligent creatures. Is that tracking right? I mean, I just feel like we've had this conversation.
Captain, is there, not to pry, and of course, please feel free to decline to answer, but is whatever, if this thing does decide to eat us, is the fourth room going to help?
I'm just saying dragons eat people all the time.
Probably not. That thing, if it wanted to, it seems big enough. It could probably eat at least half of the boat one swig. I wouldn't be too worried about it, though. He'll lose interest in us unless he's really hungry, and then he might come closer.
I kind of kneel upon hearing that. I kneel down and I place both hands on the boat. Bartleby, if you're listening, you and I may have to work together in perfect harmony. This is gonna be something for the books. And I kind of pat my notebook. Yeah.
No, Kaim, you need the ring to talk to the boat. Go talk into the ring.
I punch you in the arm. Just let him talk.
Oh,
I think the ring just conveys the boat's responses.
Well, no, he said quite specifically that you need the ring to talk to the boat.
Punch Rick in the arm again.
Ow!
Just let him talk.
Bazrin.
It makes him happy.
Everett kind of jaunts back over to the helm and sits back on his seat and opens up his book again.
You know, your clone never hit me.
Well, then he never learned, and I walk away.
I suppose we should be at the ready then and see if any's...
No, I'll keep watch up here if you guys want to go sleep. And
if it helps, my daughter never sleeps, so...
Oh, it'll be good company then.
Oh, you don't sleep either?
Well, I'll take a nap here eventually, but Bartleby will wake me up if there's any trouble.
Gimble,
so many questions.
Should we campsite on Bartleby? Is that, and then if there's a railing or a mast next to me, I put my hand on it. Would that be smart? Bartleby, do you mind?
I'm sorry, campsite?
Well, like the double
version. Yeah, Kaim's version of like making camp.
I can't. What I use is not mobile. If I cast it, it will stay where it is.
But if you cast it on the deck of the ship, shouldn't it just move with the deck?
Arcana check? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Make your Arcana check while I research.
I guess I'm also just genuinely
I just
asking,
read it right now.
Would my Balm of the Summer Court affect the moving ship, or would it like plant in the water and then we'd move out of it?
15 was my Arcana check.
That's what they're trying to figure out right now. All the lore and stuff I've ever read has said that if you're on the ship or on a moving thing like that, like that's considered to be your ground.
I mean, I think we'll go with the DM or whatever, but it says a 10-foot radius, a mobile dome of force.
Yeah, but it would be technically immobile on the thing that's moving.
I think it just means that you can't, like, if you were on a horse, you couldn't move it, but like, since the ship
is arcane magic immune to specific relativity?
Yeah, that's because it's like you have an immovable rod.
Yeah, that's true. Because a movable rod would definitely not move. I'll say that if you anchor, we'll kind of hand wave it, saying that you're anchoring the magic into this boat,
into Bartleby,
into Bartleby, and it will move with you.
How large is Bartleby?
Let's see. The whole, like the livable space is about 20 feet across and about 10 feet wide. So not too big.
I will go then to the center of that space and I'll cast Liam's tiny hut, anchoring it to Bartleby.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
aren't we gonna
Hearth of Moonlight.
Aren't we gonna sleep downstairs where there's beds though?
Well, it's a sphere.
I'm confused.
It's a dome, right? Not a sphere.
Oh no, you're right. It's a dome. So I suppose yes, I need to go underneath.
I'm Sphere.
I'm just gonna go to sleep. I trust Dream and the captain, and honestly, on such a small boat, if a dragon turtle was gonna kill us, I don't think there's much we could do about it anyway.
Okay.
So I will cast it in the room then, in the center of our ballroom of the summer court.
And how big is it? How big of a diameter?
10 by 10.
10 by 10?
It's a 10 radius.
So you see Dream, as if you're on top of the deck still, you see kind of a little bit of a dome peeking out the center of Bartleby. It does affect going into the rooms itself. So you'd have to, if you want to let anybody in, you'd have to disperse the hut itself for people to go up and down, because it would stop people from going from top deck to below deck.
Can I bring everybody in for just a second so that they're...
I think it's better if we just sleep without it, Gimbal. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Like, again, if the thing sinks the ship, it will just sink the bubble with it, wouldn't it?
Then you guys would live in the bubble until it breaks, and then you're at the bottom of the sea.
But not if the bubble's tied to the ship, because then if the ship is destroyed, then the bubble would be destroyed because there's no ship to anchor it to.
Yeah, unless there's like... I would say that the magic would keep the piece of the ship intact, so you'd float to the bottom in the bubble until it breaks.
Wizards should really research sea and non-mobile spells.
Just recast it too.
Yeah, that's true. So at this point, whoever's going down below deck to take your rest, you head down there. Dream, are you staying on deck watching the dragon turtle? Okay. Anyone else staying up with her?
I'm going to be staying up on the deck, probably making myself rather comfortable. I just feel like I would be wanting to sleep near the sound of the water.
Okay.
I, as Rook, have an ingenious idea, so I'm going to stay up a little bit after everyone else kind of goes down.
I'm just going to scribe until I pass out.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Just going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back.
Dude, man.
I realized earlier I called it Balm of the Summer Court. Everyone who is watching right now who are Druid mains is furiously typing a comment. It is not Balm of the Summer Court. It is Hearth of the Moonlight and Shadow. And I apologize to...
Balm of the Summer Court is
the healing one, right?
It's the healing, yes.
Be a better Druid, Jake.
You know what? Like I've said, this is the most highest level active Druid I've ever played. And I'm loving it. But go ahead and post your comment on the video calling me out about it. It helps everybody. And then like and subscribe and hit the bell for more.
Smooth.
I need to timestamp this so I can pop in the like and subscribe animations.
I think turning into a bird is probably the best part about being a high-level druid.
Oh, yeah.
I see your light turn off. No, it's back on. Damn.
Helena's back.
Welcome back, Helena.
Hey, welcomed.
I also dropped all of my drink on my desk when I left.
Oh, gross. Your notes. Your beautiful notes.
My beautiful notes.
And your expensive keyboard and stuff.
Yeah. I hope it still works.
I mean, you're still here. We still hear you. So
True.
So, Captain,
Yes, as he's still reading his book.
You seem
Turns it. Yes, sir, yes.
You seem well-read and world-weary, as it were, and I'm just wondering, like, have you ever come across a situation where, you want to take a relationship with a coworker to, like, the next level, and you keep dropping hints, but they seem, like, completely oblivious to you dropping those hints, and they're usually quite astute. Like, they're very intelligent. Like, did you push the issue? Do you just take that as a no and back off? I tried to ask Kym earlier, but he seems to be a child. So
I've been at sea for about 20 years now with just a ship, so not really up on the intricacies of social.
So you have a lot of regrets.
Oh no regrets. Bartleby's the best partner I've ever had. So, but I would say if this person is very smart, and you have made obvious passes, perhaps that's
well, maybe
answer.
Not as obvious as they could be. I have been a widower for some odd 10 years now, so I'm a little bit out of it myself.
So why not make those passes more obvious, and then you have your answer?
I don't know. The last time I tried to start something up, it was with my boss, and we decided we should be better off as friends. And I don't know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to ruin anything, And
where are you guys having the conversation?
It's a 20-foot by 10-foot ship. There's nowhere I can go.
You hear Mazrin just be like, Sven? And then it's like, what?
But yeah, so I don't want to make things weird, and and he's going through some stuff right now, and like a death in the family, but not really, because we're gonna bring them back because magic and stuff. But
I mean, is there ever going to be a perfect time to tell this person?
No, but there's definitely imperfect times. Like, most often than not, as adventurers, we are being attacked by like hyena men or demons or something. So
we're dragon turtles, as he nods towards it.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to treat that kind of like the end of the world. It's something that might happen, but you can't control it.
Well, if you want me to talk to that nice elf man for you, he's right over there. I could.
Oh, I start laughing hysterically.
Not Mazrin. No, Mazrin. No, never. Oh man. Oh no. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have romantic feelings for anything. I mean, like, I swear me and Dash have had that conversation before. And before you go there, not the water guy either. He doesn't really like me much because I tried to milk him once.
I'm at a loss, friend. I'm a little out of the whole lingo nowadays.
Oh no, like literally milk him. He turns into animals.
Oh, that's interesting. You guys have an interesting dynamic there.
I mean, I'm sure you've helped other adventurers before. We're not that strange.
Never one that milked their compatriots.
Well, no, he said no. I just wanted to make a stew, and you know how hard it is to keep milk good on long treks.
Uh-huh. So he kind of goes back to his book. Oh yeah, no, yes.
I come up next to Rick and just say, you keep digging this hole so much deeper.
It makes sense in my head, okay? It's so hard to keep dairy fresh, okay? It's so hard. Wouldn't you like a nice creamy soup every now and again when we're on the road?
Yeah, but not from chyme.
It's not really from chyme. It's from animal chyme. It's the same thing.
Never liked soup. It was just hot liquid with stuff in it. No, never sat well for me.
All right, I'm going to go down and clean out your galley and make you soup that will be more than hot water.
All right. I have a system. Keep the books in the system.
Oh, well, I never agreed to that. I guess I'll...
Gimbal, there's a system.
I'm going to kind of lay down near the front of the ship and go, Dream, lay down with me. You'll never see stars better than on the deck of a ship.
I lay down.
Yeah, as you guys lay down, ebb and flow of the gentle breeze hitting the ship. You look up, cloudless night, thousands upon thousands of stars you can see, almost bright enough to illuminate everything around you as you guys stare up there and just enjoy.
I point out to her what I think are constellations from my school days, but I'm probably getting most of them wrong.
Like if you take that star away, then that looks really like the warrior.
After a little bit, I go.
I fall asleep at some point.
Oh.
No, go ahead if you want to talk to Rook. I thought you were going to do something else.
Why don't you just tell Gimbal the truth?
Oh, who said anything about Gimbal? I mean, I'm not. That would be weird, right? That would be weird.
I don't know.
From across the boat, no, it wouldn't be.
Will everyone go downstairs? Anyway,
you were going to say, Dream?
You were saying, Dream.
How different would it really be from your relationship now?
I don't know, Dream. There's a couple specific things that change when that dynamic changes.
It's
like,
right?
We've talked about it. Yes. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if you'd be interested. I mean, he's, I guess we're both nobles, but you'd never be able to tell throwing a rock at me, but.
So sorry, out of character, Gimbal, I don't want to is there a way I can make a roll to be like, I've seen the way Gimbal looks at Rook, but I don't want to say that you've been looking at him if you haven't been. So anyway, can I roll for something, or is it okay if I say that, Gimbal? I don't know. Does that make sense?
I mean, I think Gimbal would be totally oblivious.
Okay.
Never thought about it.
Wow.
It is strange that he's never noticed you gazing at him.
I don't gaze.
You know by now.
I don't gaze that much.
You gaze more than you think.
Well, I guess that's true.
Usually at his backside, but I try not to.
Dream. You can't really tell where someone of my height is looking at with somebody of that height. I was just looking at him. Let's not lewd my gaze, daughter mine.
I've been reading some books, so I'm trying some new words.
Did you get them from Uncle Sven? Because you should not be reading Uncle Sven's books.
I can read what I want.
The Giants.
I agree, but I don't think you should read Uncle Sven's books. They give you a very skewed view on how these things work, and they are not super kind to the female protagonists. Just saying, if you're going to read books like that, you should ask Gimbal for a good, I don't know, some kind of elf woman who talks about, life and love and, mutual respect. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of men in this world who are very backwards and just want to put you in the kitchen, and you don't want that. I want better for you. You need a man who's going to. I guess any man who got with you would probably be kind of subservient.
I would likely poison someone if they made me go into the kitchen all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not worried about you as far as that goes. Just remember that murdering people is wrong, so you shouldn't poison them unless you've explored other avenues or they've kidnapped you or held you prisoner or something. I mean, I guess that's possible in our line of work. And if you ever find yourself in a tower, just blow up the tower. Or grow your hair out. Apparently that works. I don't know. I don't pay attention to children's stories that well.
That's okay. I'm no longer a child.
Well, I just mean there's that one about the girl in the tower and the long hair. I don't know what her name is, like Rachel or something. Do you think I should ask Mazrin?
I don't think Mazrin would have very good advice for you. But
I don't think so either, but he made that comment earlier and it just makes me think that maybe he knows something that I don't know, Kime was no help and the captain wasn't any help. And
I know who you should ask.
who?
Gimbal.
Okay, but that's awkward. How about this? You ask Gimbal for me, and then you let me know what he said. That's how we used to do it back at university.
That sounds a little immature.
Well, that was the last time I dated anyone, so I mean, I don't really know any better.
Well, any chance I get to make Gimbal uncomfortable, I like to take those. So.
Yeah. So you do that. You get back to me, and maybe Cassiopeia, as I point to a constellation that's not Cassiopeia, will be on our side.
Yes, that is the ocean. And I get up and I walk away.
And Rook takes a moment to marvel at his little girl making such a complicated joke, and then passes out on the deck of the ship. Well, yes, that is the ocean.
Yep, as you slip off to sleep. Dream, are you going anywhere specific?
I'm going to go talk to Gimbal.
Okay. Yeah, you go downstairs. Gimbal is still burning the midnight oil.
Where did he get so much midnight oil from? Is that something magic. He spent money on?
Yeah.
The midnight oil.
Well, it's off hours, so it's cheaper.
How are you doing?
I'm so sorry. Just one more line. I think I have wall of water. I have it. I think I have it. Oh, this is going to be so useful if that thing comes up. Ooh. I'm sorry, Dream. What did you need?
I have to ask you a question. Do you love do you love Rook?
Yeah, of course I love Rook. But
do you want to kiss him?
What?
I feel like that's the only thing that your relationship is missing is kissing. Or do you not like kissing big men? Do you prefer small men? Have I made you uncomfortable?
I'm just having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. That was a lot of writing to do. I don't Dream, I love you very much, and I just don't think that's an appropriate question for us to discuss given your relationship with Rook.
That makes sense. I just thought I'd try. He seems to be really pining for you.
Is the dragon turtle any closer than it was before?
I wasn't not paying attention, but I should go double check.
We should really be careful about that.
A minute ago.
Yes, no, I mean that we need to make it back and make sure that Dash is in one piece and go from there. It would be it would be a terrible waste if we weren't even to make it to the whirlpool.
I'm sorry I disturbed you. I will talk to you later. I turn and go.
Gimbal, do you follow or are you staying in your room?
No, I'm going to stay in my room.
Okay. Dream, as you head back up deck, up the stairs, about halfway up, you feel a jolt as a large wave hits into the boat, and you have to kind of keep your balance. Maybe a minute after, you see Captain Everett come down. Nothing to worry about. Actually, can you help me, dear?
Of course.
He kind of beckons you over to the galley. He moves over a few stacks of books very carefully, keeping them in the same exact position. And he pulls out a kind of a larger chest, more like a storage box made of pure wood. He pulls it out. Hey, you mind getting the other side?
I get it.
Okay. As you guys walk up and towards the helm, he stacks it on the side of the ship and then stacks up the box that he got from Rook, the smaller one, the half of the meat. He stacks on top of it as well. As you're helping him do this, a bit distracted, you look over and the actual shell of the turtle is much closer. It's maybe 100 feet away from the ship at this point, still running parallel with you guys. And he says, no, nothing to worry about. Help me toss this over. As you toss it over, it kind of floats in the water itself. You wait 15 minutes. At this point, Captain Everett is at attention. He's actually actively looking and paying attention. As it gets into the water, as it starts bouncing, once you head further in your course and maybe 10, 15, 20 feet away from it, you see the dragon turtle kind of loop around and it goes underwater. And then nothing happens for 15 minutes. And then finally, as you're about to look away, you see a massive head poke out of the water, engulfing the two crates in one sweep, and then brings it straight down.
What was in that?
Oh, just some meat that I've been storing up for an occasion like this. No need to worry.
Can Bartleby communicate with the lion turtle? Or
No. Only thing that can really talk to him is whoever's holding on to this, but he could hear most things around.
do you think that will be enough?
We'll see. If it's hungry enough, potentially not, but I'm hoping that it won't bother us much more.
I hope that as well.
Well, I seem to finish my book, and you, my dear, seem to not have to sleep. That's pretty interesting.
Yes, sometimes it can get boring, but usually I get a lot of stuff done. What did you just read? Did you like it?
Yeah, Yennefer and the Dragons. It's in a series that I like to read.
I've heard of that series.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to borrow it?
What volume is it? I've already read the first 4.
I guess this would be 32.
Oh. Will I be lost if I haven't read the 531?
No. They're all episodic. You'd be able to jump into it, no problem.
Okay, then I will borrow it. Thank you.
Of course. Well, I'm going to head down. I guess come get me if the turtle comes back.
I will. I will not stop watching the turtle this time.
So he heads down. You do see the turtle surface, maybe, God, from what you can tell, 500, maybe more feet from you, and it's slowly making its way away.
I wave at it.
You guys doing anything else? Dash and, Madron and Kaim, what are you guys doing during this time?
I think it's
I was
amazing
just-
that I slept through that.
Kyle was just sitting, observing the water, observing the dragon turtle coming up. When its head came up out of the water, looks of shock and awe and pure beauty. I think the first time a young child sees fireworks. And after that, gonna probably go to sleep on the deck of the ship.
Okay. You did a crude sketch in your notebook of what it would look like. Mazarin doing anything?
Hanging on the deck, watching the
Okay.
ocean,
Awesome.
listening to conversations. Not making comments, trying not to make comments.
Well, I mean, if he has something useful to say, he can make a comment.
I mean, he probably does, but everyone thinks that he's dumb, so...
No
I
one
was
said...
just reminiscing while other conversations were happening, just reminiscing of the Hollow and of the Air Tribe, the Air Genasi.
All right. As everyone starts to wind down after the excitement of seeing the head poking out, we'll say everyone takes rest, dream. You sit at the helm reading Yennefer and the Dragons. It's beginning it at least, and after a few hours, you see the sun start to rise. As it gets maybe a quarter of the way in the sky, the sunlight itself illuminates on the ship and wakes everyone else up.
Oh, I feel like I slept on solid wood. Oh, I am getting too old for this.
Gimbal already up and about. Oh, well, hard surface is supposed to be good for your back.
I mean, I don't
Coffee?
feel terrible. You found a way to make coffee?
Magic.
Oh, well then, yes.
I used prestidigitation to create a flame to heat. Pass that over.
Oh, how's our turtle friend this morning?
Dream?
We fed him and he did depart.
Oh. So you met him?
I show Rook the sketch in my notebook.
Oh, that is terrifying. Are those chests?
Yeah.
Two
Dream
of
and the
them.
captain tossed him over, and then he went underwater, almost as if debating his prey. And then he got it.
I can say that's not the closest to death I've been in the past week, but...
Oh, no, we weren't close to death. We were totally fine. It was really a beauty to watch.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, we were pretty close to death.
That's savvy thinking, dear Captain. Thank you for
I portion a bit of the rations we have on the ship out every time we leave port, for instances like that. Doesn't happen too often, but you always want to be prepared for those creatures.
And we have another day or so till the whirlpool?
I'd say a full day of travel as long as the winds are favorable, and we'll get to there. We'll decide if it's something that we can pass with Bartleby.
So, Gimbal, I was told that there's a book system that needs to be adhered so I can make us breakfast.
Where?
In the galley. There's books that need to be organized or kept in the organization.
I'm going to get just very excited and run downstairs and start trying to figure out what they're talking about.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Just straight
Intelligence, yeah.
Can he add his bookkeeping proficiency? I'm sorry, specialty? His bookkeeping specialty?
If you have a bookkeeping specialty.
Well, that's like a +8,
Artifacts?
Yeah,
Artifacts,
easy.
maybe?
Humanoid? Is it humanoid?
It's a 12.
12? You cannot discern what this organization system is at all. It seems completely random to you.
He's got so many different Yennefer books, and he has multiple copies of a few of them in different prints.
All right, but they must be in order, right?
No.
Oh.
Can I help with this?
Well, if you're missing 32, I have that one.
What doesn't help?
I told you last night about Uncle Sven book. That's definitely an Uncle Sven book.
He kind of comes down and sips his coffee. What are we looking at?
Can I attempt to help with this?
We're trying to figure out
organization system for your books.
Oh, yeah, it's how the book made me feel when I read it.
Oh.
I start clapping. I love that system.
He kind of picks up 2 books of the same kind. One's like a loosely bound scroll, and one's a really hard bound hard copy of the same book. See, this one is far too hard to read when you're on deck. This one is much easier, so that's why this is in this pile, and this one is over here.
Oh, so it's an emotional system.
Yeah.
All right. Can I make a charisma
Fantastic.
check to understand the emotions?
Sure.
I'm gonna go out of this. This is not my purview. Kime, can we talk on deck?
Yes, Gimbal, I have an idea.
So I rolled my first useless natural 20 of the night. So that's 25.
Natural 20 on this. Okay. So from the books that you've read before, and there's a fraction of what you've read and what he's read, you can kind of understand where he's coming from. Like, you can see that, like, all right, this would be much better read when you're on a boat and kind of doing all this nonsense. So you get a pretty good idea of the books and where they're at and how to organize them.
We're both manly men, just me of the road and him of the sea.
Yes.
So I understand him.
So Kime and Gimbal head up deck. What are you guys doing?
I clean out the galley so I can make breakfast.
Okay.
What spells did you prepare at dawn?
Well,
We kind of went over a little bit of what would be perhaps useful in the sea.
Yeah. Since today's going to be just a travel day, I thought wind wall might give us
Excellent.
some acceleration. And if we both, would that be too much for the ship? What do you think, Gimbal?
I don't have the ability to do that, but if we lose wind, that's probably not a bad idea to put it behind us. Yes?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And that would be primarily, I just would want to go over with him because I understand that as a druid, you can kind of move things around in a much more complex way than I'm able to do. So I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, as it were. Well, page, not page.
And kind of page.
That was all.
I think we seem to be 2 peas in a leaf.
I just think it's funny.
How the books are going then, if we're good on this.
Yeah, could you send the captain back out? I wanna ask how he thinks the winds are going to be today. I think we can make this travel a little bit faster. Maybe.
Do you have gust?
Out of character, I'm scrambling to see if I do.
Just say yes.
I know it was a half hypothetical conversation.
Yes, of course I do. Of course I prepared that being on a ship.
Because we just woke up, so you could have prepared a totally different spell list than yesterday.
Tidal wave might be fun on a ship.
Wind wall, water walk, and what was it? Gust? Gust of wind. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I'll go back down and send up the captain.
Okay. Captain comes up, mug in his hand. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Captain, how fast has Bartleby gone? And of course, if there's a handrail or anything near, I'm like gently just like making as much contact as I can, trying to please the ship. because I'm Kime and still
Well-
figuring out how everything works.
We don't typically go anywhere quickly, so I imagine if we open her up and if we have enough wind behind us, she can go pretty fast.
And what if we could have wind behind us? What if we could have wind behind us? And I'm kind of shaking my head dumbly.
Then we would go faster. You see those things there, those cloth, those are sails. So if wind hits those and it hits quickly, then it'll push us.
Got it.
Captain, would you like that to happen?
It doesn't matter much to me, but if you want to get to the Arrow Pass quicker, then that would definitely be a way.
Is Bartleby comfortable with extra propulsion?
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. If not, he'll lower the sail and we'll slow down.
Well, Kime, do you want to give it a gust?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay. What are you casting?
I'm going to cast Gust of Wind. I'm going to go to the furthermost back point. English is hard. The rearmost point on the ship. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
I think it's the aft. Isn't it the aft?
Stern?
So back.
I thought stern was the front.
Yes.
Wow.
It's the
The
bow.
back?
Yeah. I'm going to go to the bow of the ship. Again, everybody watching that is not from the state of Arizona. The landlocked state of Arizona is furiously typing comments.
So I think it's aft,
Stern is the back.
starboard. Oh, is stern the back?
Stern is the back.
I was freaking right.
Nice.
Bow is the front.
Okay. I'm going to go to the stern of the ship.
I watched Titanic.
Hashtag I watched Titanic.
Monarch of the plane.
Probably don't want to bring up Titanic when you guys are at sea, but
I didn't.
Yeah, that's like saying
Good
Macbeth in a role-playing game.
all right, he says, suppose you want me to do this then. And he flicks his hand and the mainsail comes to kind of full up. So the sail is all open.
Perfect. And I'm going to kind of brace my feet and get ready. And then I'm going to gust of wind out as directly into the sails as
Okay.
I can conjure.
Yeah, as you do that, the ship picks up a lot of speed. And as you continue to, how long can you gust of wind for?
It is up to 1 minute, but it's a second level spell. So
Okay. And does that come from you? Yeah, in a straight line. Okay. So for that full duration of the spell, the boat itself picks up a lot of speed, and you see the front of Bartleby actually come out of the water a bit as you guys are heading forward.
as I'm casting it, I'm saying to myself, I'm on a boat, man. It's going fast, man.
I need you to leave, Jake. I need you to turn off your camera and go.
Tired.
I didn't think I was going to have to counterspell today, but
I said it, to myself. Kime has his weird habits.
Based on how many times you cast that spell, you guys can drastically cut down when you'll actually get to the Arrow Pass.
but how many times can you pass that spell?
I want to say that you cast it 4 times consecutively. I want to say. Might be wrong.
I think you have the same amount of spell slots as me, so if you use that for all of your spell slots, you should be able to cast it 8 times, but that is all of your spell slots.
If we're going to be out, like if we're traveling for just the day, then then there's no reason not to.
Wait, well, no, because if we're just traveling, we don't really need it. We should save it for an emergency where we need a burst of speed specifically.
What? Okay, sorry. I'm getting into minutia. I'll look at it on my own.
Isn't there a cantrip that lets you do wind too in Xanathar's guide?
It wouldn't be strong enough to push the ship.
I also like to point out that in Starfinder, it is the aft of the ship. So I think that's where I was getting aft from.
So as you cast it the first time, for the full minute, the ship goes crazy fast along the surf. It's a relatively still day again today, so there's no real danger of a secondary wind messing with your speed or taking you off course or anything. You do see the captain actually at the helm, though, and he's kind of dragging it himself. As we go into, how many times are you casting it, I guess, is the question.
I'm going to say 4, and then I'm going to check in with everybody.
Okay,
so as those, at least one of those would be at a higher level. It doesn't give instructions for higher level, but
okay. As you cast it 4 times, I would say it cut down your journey by, I want to say somewhere around 4 or 5 hours. Having those 4 minutes of just pure speed going through. So yeah, you've cut down a day. A little over a day journey to half a day journey.
Cool. I'm gonna go check in with everybody. Go downstairs, see how breakfast was coming. See if I missed a meal.
Kime, be careful. That's a very angry stack. Just leave that stack where it is. That stack is in timeout.
And I point at the stack angrily. Here, you rook.
Is there anyone on the deck at this point? Okay. Dream, make a perception check.
Oh no, I got 2.
Okay. You don't see much. You see.
She's really into Yennefer and the dragons.
Yeah. You see, as you peek up from your book, they're starting to have rocks around you. Not just kind of just sea. They're spattered pretty haphazardly around, and Captain Everett doesn't seem too worried about crashing into them or anything. Traveling another maybe hour or so after you guys have eaten dinner and kind of done your thing. Do you want to do anything else before moving on?
Captain, I have never tried to do this before, and I can sort of demonstrate to you what I would like to attempt. But if we end up in a difficult spot, I do have the ability to create a tower of water, as it were.
Tower of water?
Yes.
How do you mean?
Well, I can create a 20-foot diameter, so about the length of the ship, and 20-foot high ring of water. And I'm not sure if she could stay together through that, and I don't want to put Bartleby at risk if that's the case, but just in case.
Will the pillar of water move, is the question. Because I shouldn't really like to have Bartleby come out of the water 20 feet in the air and then have the wind push her off that and then into the water again.
That's true. You're right. No, I don't know if it would.
Maybe not the best idea.
All right. I'll think. I'll keep thinking.
As you're traveling along, the rocks are kind of getting more and more. You see little alcoves appear just in the middle of the sea, which is pretty strange. Whoever, we'll say anyone who's on the deck, which might be everybody, go and make a perception check.
What do you mean alcoves?
So you see larger rocks jutting out of the sea, and some of them completely covered on one end, creating some kind of alcove where you
like
get
a pocket. Got it.
the rock. Yeah.
17.
21.
6.
I'm making soup.
Okay. you see, as you're passing through one, and you guys are back to your kind of leisure course, as you're just letting the winds take you, you do see anyone who got above a 15. You see a ship that wasn't supposed to have all those guys on it. You see a ship off in the distance. Maybe 100 feet away or so. Pretty close. It was blocked by a few rocks as you were coming in.
Are those?
Don't look at them. We're not supposed to see those. Stop looking at that.
as you're looking at the actual ship itself, you see that there's a few people in the front, and they're kind of throwing harpoons down into the water. And as you see, you look closer, like forward of the ship, what it's actually following. And you see coming out of the water, blood coming out around it. You see a large whale kind of popping its head out, trying to get away, going down underwater. At this, you feel a violent shift in the boat. Instead of going forward, your boat, instead of going forward, it shifts violently to a direct path to the opposing ship. As you look back, you see Captain Everett just stone-faced. This happy-go-lucky guy showing, for the first time, so much anger. And as he kind of bolsters himself and pushes the ship forward, he says, I apologize about this, but I hope you all are able to fight. If not, maybe you should go below deck for a while.
Pull my bow out and say I'm ready.
Okay. As Captain Everett creeps closer to the ship, still on his kind of leisurely course, as he gets within maybe 60 feet of the actual ship itself, you hear him say, "Now, Bartleby," and you feel and you see just this energy, this kind of seeing this purple energy from the front of the ship, from the ram's head, explode out forward and hit the side of the ship that you guys are going to ram into. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Oh.
My stock!
Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We'll be back next week with another video. And in the meantime, stay awesome. We are MMMcast, and we'll think of a tagline eventually.
Eventually. Good night, everyone.